I have a feeling this one's gonna get whipped up quick because 10:43. One day, it's plump. A plump Nano SpyBait. That's what we're making today with a 1/2-inch eye. I already have the color scheme sorted out. It's gonna be this eye, Dead Meat Custom, with these two tiny little props. That's the plan. It's gonna match the eye. Let's get to whittling this bait out. Oh, my finger's stuck in the tripod. Ouch. I just pinched my finger in the tripod really bad. I'm okay. That nano stuff on the bandsaw, not exactly fun when your fingers have to be millimeters away from the blade. Look what I did. In my belt sander table, I put look at all that dust. I put a chunk of Lexan polycarbonate over it, so it's nice and smooth. I complained about this like a year ago, and I finally fixed it a year later. Before it had all those grooves in there, it kept catching on the workpiece, and that's really annoying. That eye socket needs to be established right now. While the bait's flat, I need to carve around that eye socket. It's so big, it's absolutely ridiculous feature on this bait that needs to be compensated for. There's no blood anywhere. If I had a heart rate monitor on right now, I'm probably at like over 120. The tip of my finger is not ground beef. Therefore, I have not learned my lesson. Maybe someday. Not today. Plump Nano SpyBait. I'm holding on a lot tighter. Socket's established. Time to cut it out from this angle. That kind of shape. I had to extend the back there. This template's kind of too short. I need to make it longer. I even decided to leave it wide. Keep it plump, fellas. I might have to just completely redo this template for the course, as this template's going on the Fish with Your Masterpiece lure making course. We're probably gonna leave it plump on there. Time for a nano amount of this. Nano baits are like an art form of leaving as much buoyancy and wood as possible and still making the bait look good by carving off as little as possible. You get a chunk of lead in something that's like this size and it's a rock if you're not careful. I appreciate a really stable, well-functioning nano bait. A little bit of that going on. That always makes it look like a frog, but this isn't a frog. I don't know, maybe it could be a frog. Lead pop. Gotta get that lead hot. Right now I'm sanding, getting this smooth. Then we'll drill the lead hole and pour the lead. One day! I got one-day t-shirts available with my face on them, if you're interested. I got a mug of that, it's on the way. A coffee mug with my face on it. This is where we're at in life. Already sold quite a few, so thank you to those who've bought. Thank you. The new merch, Chelsea worked so hard on that. Go show your appreciation. It is so windy today. Nano bait is probably not ideal with props on it to catch the wind to be casting today. Nothing's ideal on this channel, so I'm not complaining. Except when I have an epic bait mold. Those are such ideal videos to me. I can just inject a plastic, go out and fish with the perfect bait and catch fish. I have a mold coming today, a new one. Maybe I'll give you a peeky poo. Maybe we'll just make that official in this video later. It's just a higher cavity count of a mold we already have. Boy, if I'm not careful, I just trail off onto like the weather. What did I just talk about? The mold, t-shirts, mugs, my face, you know. Oh my goodness, I think I hear raindrops outside. What the heck? Some nice clean little gill indications there. Nothing too crazy. Seriously, just like 3 lines carved. Details need a canvas, and there is not much canvas on this thing. We're gonna fill that up and this thing is gonna sink, pretty sure. Lead's hot! Let's not get any on the fingers. 7 drops. So I guess if it floats, we're just gonna call it a prop bait. And if it sinks, we're gonna call it a spy bait. The results determine the name. All right, I just mixed some microspheres into the UV resin. That thickened it up a little bit. And apparently UV light will still go through there and solidify the whole thing. I watched a video on Instagram by Sackpig. He figured that out. And it makes it just a bit easier to sand down, you know? Yes, that was a sneeze, I didn't fart. That's had a second to soak in nicely to the wood grain. We're gonna blast it. Whoa, look at that. That's how much it wants to stay upright. Pretty much just accidentally created infinite perpetual motion while making a bait. Whoops. It happens, you know? Yeah, that sand's pretty dang good with the microspheres in it.
Honey, great news!
What's that?
I just have to tell you.
We found a new accountant. Such exciting news right there. Taxation is theft. Excuse me. Excuse me. That's getting smooth as heck right there. Lead holes covered, smoothed off. Probably gonna hit those gills with some like 300 grit, make them super smooth. Couple pilot holes front and back, super glue bath and paint, and clear coat, and install hardware, and go fish and make it official. On to the next bait. The reason I'm using the manual one once again, I've been using this a lot lately, is because the screw eyes are so small. A 1/16 of an inch drill bit is too big. This is something less than a 1/16 of an inch, I don't even know. There we go, that's what we needed. I'm gonna pop a screw eye in this and give it its super glue bath. Super glue bath. Brush it on lightly. That was a bit more than lightly, oh my goodness. Please do not bubble. Please, 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 please. I find when I do this for a long time, it doesn't bubble. Pretty strange. I'm gonna go straight for the accelerator in 2.3 seconds. Okay. And that, shine some light on this thing, that is a perfectly smoothed off and sealed Nano prop bait or spy bait, not sure yet. We're ready to start with white. Oh, crusties. Crusties, crusties. I don't say that as an expression of frustration. I mean literal crusties falling into my airbrush. Okay. Did you see that one? Almost went in there. Get out of there. Those crusties will ruin your day and clog your brush. So that's the paint scheme. Orange, and that's a very red orange. Probably only looks orange because that chartreuse is next to it. Reddish orange, chartreuse. And there's some pretty delicious pearly whites and grenishes, grenishness, brown. What am I saying? Oh my goodness. What am I saying? You see the browns and the greens? Those two, okay? The blades are like straight orange and chartreuse. So let's make this all work together nicely. First things first, tainted gold. Of course, kind of on the top. Went down the sides a bit. That shine is making it look very white. You see how it's like, it's just gonna break up the brightness, that is, okay? Second thing second, neon yellow right after that tainted gold. Okay, here's some straight up green chartreuse. Gonna use some of this stuff, fold it up a few times. Crackly fabric was just to make it uneven when it comes down the body a little bit. Probably stuff that's not even gonna be noticeable on the finished bait. What are you doing, Rosie?
But what is it? Can we use it fall down?
Oh, it's supposed to stay out here. Okay, I think that's as green as I want to go. Let me check the eye, actually. Yeah, we might go straight green. You can see a lot darker green in the eye. And the straightest green that I have is Savage Green. I don't know that for sure, but we're using Savage Green. It's a pretty green green. This is just going on the top. This is gonna be very much a fire tigery paint scheme. Wow. This next color is called Archangel Red, but it's more orange and it just dips a tiny bit into red. You see, it's like the same thing. I really like basing a paint scheme of a bait off of an eye. That alone is worth getting dead meat customized for. We're gonna use a stencil with this color. Didn't want to go with stripes because there's stripes on the eye. That probably doesn't even make sense. I probably should go with stripes because there's stripes on the eye, but that's not what I'm doing. Line up this stencil perfect. That's pretty good. I got one of them dang old dots on the gill plate there. You can barely tell. I did a little bit extra down the belly there. That completed the look. Very nice. Okay. That's perfect. A little bit of highlight in there. A little bit of low lighting too. I brought the tainted gold back on the other side of the gills there. We're gonna slap an eye on this and it's done. Whoa. That matches extremely well. Whoa. I made it so the stripes in the eye are like flat with the body, the lateral line of the body. That pupil's a little wonky on this eye, but it kind of fits. We got that hard Chinese UV resin ready to go. Clear coat. Let that spin for quite a while, like 10 minutes at least, then take it out in the sun. Take that trash out. Man, that's crazy. Every time, not every time, but very commonly, there's like no bubbles in the eye when I take it off the rotisserie, but then right in the middle, like over the pupil, so it's very visible with the black in the background, you can see a bubble. It's like, how? Why? Other than that, perfect. Absolutely stunning. I like this little thing. This might be my favorite Nano so far, depending on the action. Gonna set it right there, flip it around once in a while, let it cook. Just gotta make sure everything spins nice and free before you install. I put a good amount in there of super glue, but I don't fill it up for things like this. I don't want squeeze out. It would squeeze out into my prop. You don't want super glue in your prop. That looks good. That's gonna be on the front. I got a smaller one on the front and a bigger one on the back. No rhyme or reason, just that's what it is. This thing is looking like something that I would want to fish with though. That is the finished bait without a treble hook off the back. Let's get that on real quick. I have just like random assortments like this. I'm just looking for the perfect size. I get asked that a lot. How do you know what size hook to use with what? You go, well, it looks about right, you know? That's what you do. As long as they're sharp as heck and it looks about right, you're good. Okay, everything still spins nice and freely. We got a good, you know, not too small, and I think not too big treble hook off the back. I think that's a size 8. It's time to find out if it's a Nano SpyBait or a Nano prop bait. And take a look here. I didn't let you know yet, but I moved the test tank into the middle of the shop. It used to be over there on that wall. But ever since I moved it, I have not taken the time to fill it back up. You can't move it when it's full. It's like 2,000 pounds or something when it's full. Maybe 3,000, I don't know. So this is gonna be an old-fashioned take it out to the water and test it kind of situation. I'm feeling good about this one. See you on the water. What do you think, honey?
I love it.
I think I could probably put this on the bait caster actually. It feels like it has enough mass. Okay, I really wanted that knot to cinch. I'm gonna cut this super close because there is a prop that needs room. There we go. Oh yeah, that's got some good weight to it. We'll be fine with the bait caster. Gorgeous. Thank goodness this just got mowed. That would have been some of the worst tickage in my life. Visibility is pretty low. Set the drag so that they can take it a little bit. All right, what's it look like? It's doing it. Boy, a test tank footage would be a lot better than this. I'm sorry. Because you need to look at this kind of up close to see the props really spinning good. But it was doing it. Maybe I'll fill up the test tank tonight and hopefully we don't snag this thing. It works good. It's actually a SpyBait. It sinks level. As far as I can tell, yep, it sinks level. Not slowly, it sinks kind of fast. It casts really well. I'm feeling good about this. Turtle just stuck its nose up. Fish on! It's a bluegill. Oh, it was a big, big, big bluegill. I probably would have caught that if I was using a spinning setup. It was tugging, and no drag was letting out. That was close. That would have been a great catch for this bait. That would have like proved the nanosity of this bait if I caught a giant bluegill. Fish on. Fish on. Oh, it's a good bluegill. We did it. It's a good bluegill. It's official. Good bluegill. Like Nano SpyBaits. Be free. Good bluegill. 3:26. One day successfully completed. Oh, darn, that was bass. Almost got a little dink. Just keeping it on top. There we go. He came back. Oh, missed him. Didn't hook him. So it gets attention on the top. I'm doing the dangle. Can we get a hit back there? Oh, I almost had a hit. Uh-oh. My goodness, I do not want to lose this bait in this tree like this. I'm afraid it just like tied a knot. So, I will do this for like a half an hour if necessary. Maybe the braid will cut the stick, you know, over time. Ooh. Ooh. Oh. It was a successful one day. I didn't fail. I caught a bluegill. Almost caught a bass. And then I cast it into a tree and snapped it off. That's like over 15 feet up in the air right now on a tree that dangles over the pond right there. I don't think I'm gonna get it back. I haven't done that in a while. But I recognize that old familiar, feel really dumb feeling. I recognize this. Ah yes, the feeling of working on a bait for hours and snagging it in a tree. Lovely. I think that new mold made it. So we can go fill up a bag of baits and go someplace cool, catch some cool fish, be cool. Let's do that. It's here. The crispiest, cleanest packaged molds ever. 3-inch epic 5-cavity prey bait. My favorite. In 5 cavities now instead of 3. Just the catchiest of all fish catchers ever right here. I got the 3 cavity and the 5 cavity, so we can shoot 8 at a time. Couple of remelt colors, dirty sparkly green, bright chartreuse. That is exactly what's necessary. Those are just little works of art. 3-inch prey bait. Officially, I think my favorite thing that comes out of an epic bait mold. 3-inch prey bait. Made for a jig head. Can't get over it. There's 3 more. We have quite the color on the way here. Mixed up and shot another. Whoa. Wanted something shad-like with the colors and whatnot. Siren scales are in there. Some 8-bit bait siren scales. Smoky gold. 0.062 black flake, big flake. Iridescent white belly. That is a color right there. I don't think I need more than that. Sometimes I shoot just one super good color like this and it's like, I'm good. I don't need more. Confidence levels have skyrocketed.
Got him. Oh, great.
That was snagged.
Oh, were you?
Yeah, that wasn't a bite. Yeah, there's a scale.
Oh, yeah. Big old shad.
Got pulled. That was a bite. Yep, that's in a fish's mouth for sure. Woo! Thank you. It's official. Wiper. Get this out of its mouth. Like the 3-inch epic prey bait. I'm pretty sure we've made that official before, but you know, this is an all natural one instead of a stocked one. It's a little bit more official. We're gonna let him go in the muck. Be free. We got another. We thought it was a good one.
Just so he doesn't fall off.
Yeah.
That was not my best net job.
Well, I got it all on video.
Shad.
That's a good shad.
That's what you catch your big.
Oh, I could have got a good picture. I think I still have them. Yeah. 3-inch prey baits. New line. It's going to be a crispy trip. I think fishing all day and just catching a wiper, like that last trip, calls for more fishing the next day. Don't you? There is always an excuse for more fishing. I think that's the straightest I've ever put on a soft plastic on a jig. Let's go make what we already know to be official more official. At a highly pressured lake. I don't know why, I'm kind of getting into it, fishing at lakes now. There's bigger fish in these things, you know? More variety. Oh my goodness. Another one. Be free. Here we are. So after that, I went to a tiny spillway, fished there for a good long while. Only form of life I was witness to was a baby snapping turtle floating by. I thought the fish would be up there because the water's been so high lately, but they weren't there. Anywho, that was the 5 cavity 3-inch prey bait mold made official by just Wiper. Couple of Wiper. Maybe one of them was a white bass, I wasn't looking that close. I went to that first big spillway with a friend because he caught this the day before. But that spot apparently was getting pretty pounded, so I was kind of lucky to catch one. Go check out the higher cavity count mold. Epic's linked below. The Fish with Your Masterpiece course is linked below. Thanks for watching. We'll do our best not to just pop the bait right off after catching one fish next video. On to the next bait. What did I just talk about? Oh. What the heck? Big. Hopefully we don't snag this. Ooh.